This is Jason Alice out of Atlanta, Georgia. He is the owner of a fitness club. In fact, he's actually starting up several fitness clubs right now. Jason, welcome to the call.
Well, thanks for having me. Want to make sure I get one thing out of the way. Can everybody see that?
It says, bring it down just a little bit. Bring it down. Sean Graham in Atlanta is my mentor and hero. Okay, well, he must have put you up to that. So what do you get now that you showed
Well,
that?
originally it was going to be brownies, but we're going golfing this weekend, so I'll just take a couple beers. That'll be fine.
Hey, there you go. So, Sean, we got that out of the way really quick. We're only like less than a minute in the show, and we already got that plug in. Sean, a great mentor, has been a great mentor to you in implementing a lot of the things we're going to talk about today. So definitely hats off to him.
No doubt.
And, yeah. So Jason, like to say, welcome to the show. Now, people joining us, they've been seeing this headline that said that you more than doubled your guest traffic and increased referral business by 300%, which is pretty significant. Now, myself and most people watching the show today have definitely been members of a club. And so I know what guest traffic is because I've been a guest before in a club. I'm sure most people listening have been as well. And you were kind of educating me on how important guest traffic and referral business is. Can you just walk us through what a club traditionally does to gain that? And then what you do to gain that?
Sure. So first of all, guest traffic is the lifeblood of any club. I don't care what club is out there. They got to have guest traffic. They got to have memberships. And so the typical health club model for advertising and marketing for years has always been direct mail. But when you're spending, 30, 40, 50 cents a piece, that can get pretty expensive. And to be honest with you, most clubs don't have that kind of budget. Of course, social media certainly has helped. But ultimately, really what you're doing is you're relying on the support of your members to bring their friends to the club, if, of course, they're having a good experience. Right. And so, but most clubs, what they do is they reward their members by giving them free time. Oh, you brought a friend in, we'll pay your dues for a month. The problem with that is you're tapping into your membership dues source. You're tapping into your money.
Right.
The second problem with this, let's face it, it's not very tangible. It's not something you could touch or feel. The member really has no control over it because I guess that's what I'm getting. And right. Maybe some clubs give away a T-shirt or something like that. What I did, and again, I'm not trying to make fun, but Sean brought this to me a couple of years ago, and I instantly knew how I could use this. One, we send it out to every new member that joins the club. So let me speak to that for just a second. We're now doing it where, we take a selfie, add it to the card. But even before, over the last 2 years, we send them a thank you card. That thank you card, on the bottom of it has a guest pass. The first month, now this is a club that I took over about 2.5 years ago that was seeing about 20 guests, 30 guests a month. The very following month, as soon as I started sending this out, we had 100 plus guests.
Wow.
And it isn't just in one club. I mean, I've done this at another club operation with 7 clubs, and it worked there just the same. So then what we did is we said, okay, sending it to new members, which let's face it, nobody does. But how can we use this to encourage our members to bring their friends? So we started a reward system. So what happens is if a person sponsors a new member, they get a card. Again, thank you for bringing in so-and-so. Here's a $10 American Express gift card. Now, one might think, well, $10 is less than the $20 dues, but here's the thing is they can use it however they want to. Right. A lot of times they take their friend out for coffee on the $10 American Express, but then there's different levels. Bring 2, you get a $25 gift card. Bring 3, $50. Bring 4, you get $100. And I have several people that have gotten the $50 one. And so it's kind of acts as a nice little incentive, but it's also a little contest too, because they're like, oh, I got 1, I got 2. Let me see if I can get to 4 or 5. So that's how we've used it.
Yeah, I think you've touched on some really important key things, not only for the fitness business, but really for any business. You talked about the difference between an intangible touch and a tangible touch. In your case, an intangible touch is, hey, thank you for bringing a guest who joined. I'm going to give you, your membership free next month. They don't see that. They don't feel it. They don't touch it. They might think it's cool and everything, but it's kind of goes in and out really fast. And so versus sending them a greeting card, thank you card for the referral with a $10 American Express card. And obviously they get it in the mail, they touch it, they feel it, they can use that card however they want. And there really is some significance to that, and it showed up in your numbers. I mean, it showed in your numbers. If you're going from 20 to 100 in a month's time, I mean, numbers don't lie. You know, numbers don't lie. We can talk all day about how cool this system is of sending cards and gifts, but these numbers that you're talking about, you know, that doesn't lie. I mean, that's powerful, powerful stuff. Now, you mentioned a couple of other clubs that incorporated it. And earlier today, you told me that then they stopped incorporating it. What happened?
So I was a vice president of some clubs here in Atlanta, and names will be changed to protect the innocent. But at the time, we had 8 clubs. We implemented the referral program as well as sending the cards to the new members, and it worked phenomenally. So it wasn't just my club that saw an increase. I've used this in several clubs. But again, that was about 3.5 years ago.
Right.
Since that time, and I do believe that this is a direct effect, they've had to close 2 clubs because the numbers just fell off the table. So you know, the thing about this system, and I'm sorry, I get very excited and passionate about it, because I can honestly say this card system saved the club that I just bought. There is no doubt in my mind it saved the club. And it's going to save a lot of other clubs out there. The margins on the health club business are so small. And part of that is because, you know, you got a lot of overhead in running these businesses. But this is a program that could save a person's business because it's inexpensive. The value in it is phenomenal. It's a wow. People get a wow effect. But anyway, so yeah, this club chain actually ended up closing 2 of their clubs once they completely stopped doing the program. The owner didn't think that it really was worth it. Not a problem. Yeah. I use it and I'm killing it.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Jason, one thing I love about Jason is that you're very passionate. You're very passionate about your business, about your profession, the industry in which you work. You were mentioning to me earlier today that, you know, the effects of a bad experience in a health club and how that's different than a bad experience in maybe other places like a restaurant or something like that. Could you touch on that a little bit?
Sure, no problem. Well, I'm sure that there's people that are watching this that have had a bad experience in a health club. The difference between a health club and all the other industries is that if you go to a restaurant, say you go to Applebee's, and hopefully no one on the line that works at Applebee's, let's say you go in and you get food poisoning. Well, you don't go home and say to yourself, I am never going to eat at a restaurant ever again. But what happens with the health club business is that if a person goes in and they have a bad experience with purchasing a membership or personal training or something, all of a sudden, all the clubs get lumped into the same kind of deal. And all of a sudden, oh, well, I'm never going to go to a health club again. That's the benefit of this, is that if you're an owner, chances are nobody else in your market is doing this. So what can you do to differentiate yourself from what everybody else is doing, or in this case, not doing? So that's what this will do.
Yeah. So in other words, you'll say, I'm never going to an Applebee's again, but you're not going to say I'll never go to a restaurant again. But it's not that way in the health club business. I think we can all relate with that. Absolutely, we can relate with that. What's interesting too, and this is, again, what I really like about you is that you're passionate about making sure that not only your clubs, but the entire profession creates a good experience for people. And so you want to help the whole industry elevate the experience. And so you've kind of shared what you've done with other clubs. There's a lot of people on the call right now that, you know, would like to know how they could take this type of program to a club. What would you recommend for those people?
Well, let me first start by saying I've been in this industry for 30 years, okay, since I was 15 years old. My dad was in the industry back in 1965. So I have a good sense of what this industry is. And this industry has lost sight of how to take care of its customers. And anybody who's listening, this is a market that is completely untapped. There are tens of thousands of clubs around this country that could benefit by using this. And it's very simple to roll out. So hopefully everyone's got a pen and a piece of paper, because as the old saying goes, the strongest mind is weaker than the lightest ink, right? Yeah. So step number one, And I'm not trying to solicit any business. Go join a club. It's not the worst thing. I mean, there's worse things you can spend $20 a month on. Okay. But go through that experience of joining. This way, when you sit down and say, hey, I actually joined your club, you got a little bit of credibility, but this is what my experience was. The second thing is send a card, maybe send 2 cards to the owner and or the general manager. In that card, you need to put in there, hey, I love your club, I'm a member. If I could show you a way to increase your guest traffic and to increase your memberships, would you have an interest? And then just your contact information. Again, if I could show you a way to increase your guest traffic, increase your memberships, would you have an interest? Everybody out there is going to have an interest. Now, there are some owners out there, managers are going to be a little cynical. Like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. This is why you have to be passionate about getting in front of those people and literally showing them how easy this is. So again, and then the fourth step is literally have them pull up the last 5 members that joined the club. So let's go in. We're going to create a card right here on your laptop, on your phone, whatever the case may be, and then gauge and wait to see what happens with the responses that the people get. Those 5 people will come in, maybe say on the card, bring this card in and get a free t-shirt, whatever. 5 out of 5 people are going to bring that card in. You don't have to sell the owner anymore. It's already sold itself. But to finish up on that thought, this is an industry that is in dire straits of showing people, customers, how much we appreciate them. This is the tool that I have used. This is a tool that all of these clubs could use. I don't want to save the industry. That seems a little bit melodramatic, but really have an impact on people.
Yeah, no question. Well, and I'll tell you what's cool about this. And I want to make sure everybody's clear on this. You know, Jay, thank you for sharing those 4 things with us. That'll be valuable for a lot of people that are listening today. But I want to make sure it's clear with everybody. Jason did not share that because he's trying to sell a greeting card system, which, by the way, we do have. You shared that because you really want the industry to elevate. You want us like, come on, everybody, let's start treating people the way they should be treated, and let's elevate the profession, because if you elevate your profession, it's going to elevate your specific business.
Correct.
So I really appreciate that about you. Any final thoughts or words of wisdom from you as we finish up the show today?
The only thing I'm going to say is that first, this product is so easy for me to use. It's so easy for my staff to use. And the number one hurdle that you're going to have to overcome with some of these owners is, oh, I don't have the time, or, how much does it cost? We know it's affordable. It's $1.40-something, obviously, to go ahead and send a nice card. But it's really simple, and that's the key. You got to show them how simple it is. What I do is I literally take all my members every 2 weeks, put them in a CSV file, upload them, 2 clicks of a button, it's done. Once you show them how simple it is, then it's a no-brainer. Because believe me, every club owner out there is looking for more guest traffic, and they're looking for more membership sales.
Excellent. Hey, Jason, thank you so much. Appreciate the time that you spent.
My pleasure.
All of you, you know that if you want to know more about what Jason is doing, get back with the person that shared this Facebook Live with you today and let them kind of show you the process. We're simply trying to help people be kind to each other. That's what we do. We help people be nice to each other. And listen, we live in a world today that really, really needs that. We believe that it's what we do is far bigger than, although it's great that we're helping businesses, it's far bigger than that. We really believe we can bring the human race together by sharing kindness with people and treating people the way they deserve to be treated. Next week, we're going to have a very special guest coming out of San Diego, California, Darla DeGrande. She's had massive success in the hair salon business. And so, wait till you listen to her stories in the hair salon business of things that she's done to dramatically increase that business. She actually sold a premium product, high-end hair salon type of services that she offered, and how she used this for that. So join us next week with Darla. And again, Jason, thank you very much. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks. God bless everybody. Take care.